if your question
impossible
shouldn't be
to
what's
be
wrong
even
with
out of your
Singapore.
parents'
I
house
think
like
your
that.
question should be what's wrong with Singaporeans.
Okay, let's go into it now. Why don't we start with Kirsten, since you say that we're not bad drivers?
I would say I don't feel that Singaporeans are dangerous drivers. I don't.
Okay.
I haven't felt someone hugging my bumper, going 120 kilometers an hour, honking the horn, coming by, making
do you
obscene
drive slowly?
gestures. No, actually, sorry. I drive at the speed limit.
Okay.
So yes, but I would be careful not to sit in the passing lane when someone may want to go faster. But I
Okay.
think in general, Singaporeans, there's some annoying things, but aren't all in all dangerous drivers.
Okay. I know we just heard from Morag and she feels differently.
I think there is such an absence of skill in Singapore driving that it just defies belief. And the fact that someone so unskilled is put behind the wheel of a vehicle which has the potential to kill not just themselves but people around them is incredible. I don't know. I was very curious to know what Singaporean drivers are taught, because they don't read the road. They never consider the behaviour of other drivers. They never consider the road conditions. They think speed limit is optional, traffic lights aren't for them. And I don't know what roads Kirsten's driving on, because I frequently have somebody up my backside pushing you, honking you, wanting you out of the way, irrespective of what's happening on the road around them.
Do you drive slowly?
No, I drive at the speed limit too. I think here there's a concept, especially amongst young people, that driving fast is about skill. I mean, are they skilled because they drive fast? And it's not. I find it very disturbing. I mean, because I've been here a long time, and I've driven since day one. I've seen a deterioration in the way people drive and the disrespect for the most fundamental of traffic rules.
Let me just slice the cake, because I want to make the distinction between discourteous driving and dangerous
Oh, it's got nothing to do
driving.
with courtesy. Because to me, not abiding by the rules, and we're talking about very fundamental things. Don't cross double white line, don't enter a yellow box, don't shoot the red lights.
Okay, we'll move into the dangerous realm later. But there's a report from the insurance company, AXA, and they say that as far as discourtesy is concerned, number 1, honking unnecessarily, number 2, road hogging, and number 3, flashing the headlights unnecessarily. Now, this they consider as discourteous. Before we move into the realm of the more aggressive driving, can we just ask ourselves whether or not the Singaporean driver is conscious of road etiquette?
I don't think flashing your headlights or honking your horn is necessarily a discourteous thing to do. I mean, your horn is there to warn other cars of danger. If you feel that you've done nothing wrong and someone honks their horn at you, you think they're being discourteous, but maybe they have a good reason for it. Maybe you haven't seen something on the road. I don't know, I think it's a little bit of a generalization to say, oh, if someone honks their horn at me, they're being rude.
If you're in Europe, that's courteous. You flash to say thank you. You honk your horn to indicate I am here, or there is something, there's a danger that you haven't noticed.
What about giving in? You know, when you have to turn and you have a stream of cars going, I'm told that in certain countries they actually allow the cars to pass. But in Singapore, they probably accelerate to prevent you from being able to turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Even in Malaysia.
Kirsten, you've never experienced this from the polite Singaporean driver.
I find if I need to get over into a lane and I've got my blinker on, someone will let me in. That would not be my experience in New York City. It wouldn't have been my experience in Cape Town. I find Singaporeans, yes, there's some flashing of the lights, which may be warranted if someone's on the phone, right, sitting there at a green light. You have the right to flash them. But no, in general, I've had a fairly positive experience when I really need to get in, or people alternate yield type of thing.
Yeah, the alternate thing is not
Yeah.
practiced here.
No,
It's not practiced
I
at all.
find it is practiced.
You have some magic we don't know about.
You,
Faisal.
I want to know what car you're
Yeah,
driving
what
that they're
car do you
afraid of
drive?
you.
I drive an old Honda Odyssey, and my favorite
Oh,
merge is
you're
coming
driving
to
a
Bukit.
tank. Okay.
Maybe
explain.
you're in
Oh,
army
they're more
uniform or
afraid of
something,
you.
right?
Sorry?
Maybe you're in army uniform or something.
No. And there's one sticky spot that comes to mind, but I can usually still get my way in, and that's the underpass coming Bukit Timah, the Far Road underpass when you come out at Coronation Plaza. That's usually the sticking point, but I find that people do the alternate merge thing
Okay.
fairly
I want to ask
effectively.
Faisal, when you instruct people to drive, do you actually instruct them how to drive safely, or do you instruct them also how to drive with etiquette?
The main objective, how to pass the test. That's the most concern,
okay.
you know, how to pass the test. So to pass the test is you must be able to have the confidence to handle the vehicle, and of course you must be able to drive defensively. We call it defensively, so driving to prevent accidents at all costs. So you cannot be driving and apply basic theory, whereby green means go, you know, stop line, people will give way to you. So we don't want them to have this understanding. We want them to be more proactive on the situation and expect the unexpected, whereby yes, you're in a major road, there could be someone who refused to give way to you, please act upon it. So slow down. So these are the teachings that we actually teach them, you know.
Okay, so this is to drive defensively, but you also teach them how to give way, to give in.
Oh yeah, it's part of being a safe driver, to be courteous, to abide the rules, and to drive defensively, because learners are learners. They just drive as what they've been instructed. So we have to give them as much information, because they don't have the experience, the real understanding about what's going on the road. Because and there's some of them will assume that everybody will follow the law, whereby stop line means stop, you know, red light means stop, and green light means go. So we actually want them to be more on the lookout, and you know, and expect the unexpected for dangerous drivers, I would say.
And is there an evenness among all the training schools, driving schools?
I'm not in position to say, but this is what we teach.